The Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Minnesota State High School League.
2 to 3, Connor Frito, got it! Ball gets inside for Bjork, but inside, dunks! Parker Bjork, a shot, block on front, they score! They go! They did it! And welcome inside Chaska High School for the nightcap of our Chaska versus Chanhassen border battle coverage here on CHBN. I'm Ryan Paul, joined tonight by the Chaska Herald sports editor Eric Croucher. Game number 2, Eric, the first one, not that exciting.
Yeah, and I think these teams are a little bit tighter. Chanhassen's got 11 wins, Chaska's got 20, but I think the way Chanhassen's played in this back half of the conference season, it's going to be a closer game. Lots of points.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. And Chaska obviously comes in with a phenomenal underclass group. Mallory Heyer leads the way for Chaska only as a sophomore, but they will not start any seniors, and we probably won't see any play tonight.
Yeah, they only have one Judea Montoya and all-state tracker. But, this group has kind of stuck together. They've had, they've grown every year. Kaylee Van Epps has been playing since 8th grade. Mallory's been playing since 8th grade. Kennedy Sanders has been playing since 8th grade, and they don't lose hardly anything for next year. And I think the biggest thing for this Chaska team was the big three at the beginning of the season, and now 4, 5, 6, 7. The rest of that rotation, they're getting 8 and 9 points from 3 girls a night, and that is taking some of the pressure off of that big three and giving them a chance to beat good teams like St. Michael Albertville, who was ranked number 4 in the state.
Chaska obviously has won, or not obviously, but they have won 10 in a row against Chanhassen going back to 2015. They lead the all-time series they lead the all-time series 16-6. That includes a section playoff game last year.
Yeah, and I think, it's just kind of that same thing. Chanhassen has struggled in girls basketball the last 3 or 4 years. Chaska's been on the rise. They had a really good class, then they replaced it. And, Chanhassen's going to be good the next couple years. They've got some good girls coming up as well. But Chaska doesn't lose anybody. So this might be Chanhassen's shot right here.
Chanhassen obviously led by sophomore Callan Haig. She averages over 20 points a game. She leads the conference in scoring. She's only 10 points away from the all-time school record in points.
Yeah, she's a phenomenal player, and one of my favorite things about watching her is she doesn't just settle for that outside shot. She'll go right to that hoop, and she doesn't mind a little contact. And like I said in the boys contest, I think she's healthy again. Legs are feeling good. Her shot's really starting to come along, and she's had a lot of 30-point games of late, and 10 points away from tying the program record. No doubt is heading towards 2,000 for her career. When all said and done.
Chanhassen has a lot of other talent. We had mentioned it during the boys' game. Grunholz and Tollefson both NCAA softball commits, and Hicks is a state champion golfer.
Yeah, and basketball for none of those 3 is their number 1 sport, and I think that just shows the athleticism in those girls. Tori Tollefson is a Division I softball player, but when she's in season, she's a basketball player.
Exactly.
Maddie Hicks is a hard-working girl. She's not golfing outside right now, so she's playing a lot of basketball. But Julia Grunholz really is the player I want to focus on right now, because here she is. They might list her at 5'10", 5'11", but she has to be big on that court because everybody else is tiny, and so Julia's comfortable from outside, but she's really gained that inside presence, but she's got a tough task with Mallory Heyer, who's a traditional post forward.
When we come back from this short break, we'll bring you Chaska Chanhassen girls basketball. You're watching high school basketball, second game of this doubleheader here on CHBN.
The Chaska Hawks Broadcast Network welcomes you to the following presentation of the Minnesota State High School League.
2, 3, Hunter Fritos. Ball goes inside for Bjorkman. Bjorkman inside, dunks! Parker Bjorkman, shot! Block on front, they score! They did it! From Chaska High School here. We're just about ready to get things underway in the nightcap. Chaska and Chanhassen girls basketball just about ready to get tipped off. I'm Ryan Paul, joined tonight by Chaska Herald and Chanhassen Villager sports editor Eric Croucher. Eric, a good crowd held on to this, stuck around.
Yeah, I saw some kids ran out the door, went and got some burritos and a bowl, then just came back in. So, I mean, dinner's set. Let's go.
Nicely done. Starting tonight for the Hawks, we'll have Kennedy Sanders, Kelsey Willems, Kaylee Van Epps, Kendall Carmen, and Mallory Heyer for 13th year head coach Tara Seifert, who just won her third Metro West Conference title, Eric.
A share of it.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I know. They want to win it outright this week. Yeah, Tara, I mean, you look at Nate Pulowski with the Chanhassen boys, Dana Coleman. Before Arthur Crutcher, you had Angie Kissick. There's a lot of experience in the District 112 basketball program at the head coach position.
First year head coach for the Storm is Arthur Crutch. He formerly coached as a head coach at Legacy Christian, and he was a lot of places as an assistant prior to then. We will tip things off. Chaska native Chris Brown manning the officiating crew tonight. It'll be Mallory Heyer going against Brestad in the circle, and Heyer wins it, but it's right into the hands of Chanhassen's Callan Hake, the stupendous sophomore. Gets it down low for Brestad. It's blocked though, and Chaska comes down. Here comes Kelsey Willems, the junior captain. 6.8 points per night. Gets it off to the starting point guard tonight, Kennedy Sanders. Here's now Mallory Heyer. 20 points tonight for Chaska, second leading conference scorer, only behind Chanhassen's Callan Hake. Inside, Kaylee Van Epps, the junior, for two. Good move. Chaska's on the board.
Yeah, and we got Van Epps as guarding Hake to begin the game. Van Epps is one of those girls that love to work both ends of the court. She's going to get a great matchup here.
Hake pulls for three. She's only 10 points away from that all-time scoring record at Chanhassen. Here comes Sanders off a steal for two. Hawks up 4-0. From the corner, Maddie Hicks, the state champion golfer, can't connect on a three. Kendall Carmen gets the start tonight for Chaska on the post. Here's Willems now on the near side. Dumps it down low for Heyer. Heyer going up against Grunholz for two. Chaska up 6-0 early And we get a whistle. There is an object on the court. Looks like maybe some food or some wrappers or something.
I think it's the cheerleaders.
Oh, it's the cheerleaders' poms. Yeah, that's what it is.
They got very excited.
Well, just over a minute in, we are back in play, and Tori Tollefson will run the one for Chanhassen on this possession. Hands it off for fellow senior Julia Gronholz. Down low for Maddie Hicks. Hicks on the post. Kicks into the corner for Hake. She has her three-pointer blocked. Pushed up ahead. Higher. One person to beat, and she can't get it to fall. Hake gets fouled and falls to the deck hard. First foul of the game is against Chaska, Kaylee Van Apps.
You know, that the shot didn't go for higher, but that might be the most impressive thing I've seen from her game. I mean, she's a true post, and she is always out in transition, scores so many points that way, and she'll play the entire first half, most of the second half, and she'll keep running up and down the court. Just a tremendous athlete.
Brastad at the point, gets it off for Maddie Hicks. Hicks on the far side in front of the Chaska bench, throws an errant pass out of bounds. They say it was tipped by Carmen, and Chanhassen will retain possession. Inbound pass, Tori Tollefson, the South Dakota State softball commit. Up and under Chanhassen's first point from the senior.
Yeah, I talked to her last week about 1,000 points, and she was like, I didn't even know that was that close. But, you know, when you play 5 varsity seasons, not just in softball, but in basketball, you're gonna get a fair point. And she, as an 8th grader, she was the leading scorer. So, but you know, she's just a hard-working girl and everything. She even played JV tennis, picked it up as a senior this year.
Sanders driving through, no good. As Eric mentioned, Tollefson, he got that 1,000th point against Jefferson earlier this year, back in the early parts of the month. Foul against Chaska will send Maddie Hicks to the line with 15:29 to go here. Foul called on Carmen, it's her first. First one for the junior, Maddie Hicks, who averages just over 7.5 per contest. Doesn't drop. And the second one from Hicks is good. Carmen being pressed now. Chaska Sanders in the backcourt is picked up by Tollefson. Now Sanders driving coast to coast. She goes up and is fouled. Good sign from the Chaska freshman, who comes in over 12 points tonight.
If there's somebody on the Chaska team that's grown basketball-wise in the last year, it's Kennedy. And Kennedy was a phenomenal player as an 8th grader last year, but hey, she's now running the point with Destiny Bursch at Eden Prairie, and Kennedy, I mean, you know, I've told multiple people, I think this team goes as far as she goes because her transition game is, I mean, she just dribbled right past the double team, got to the hoop, she's got a phenomenal left hand, good outside shooter, so yeah, again, 9th grader.
Played 27 games last year as an 8th grader, and now she comes in as a freshman, averaging just over 12 a game, as I mentioned. She's good for 2 at the line, and Chanhassen comes back down. Maddie Hicks had her pass batted away by Sanders. Kick into the corner for Callan Hake. Hake up and under for 2. 8 away from that school record.
Oh.
Foul underneath. Sanders going back to the line for 2 more. Sorry about that. We had some technical issues with our clock there. I think it's back up. Sanders back to the line for 2 more free throws. She's got Chaska's leading point scorer tonight, and she's up to 5.
Man, Chaska, I mean, Coach Seifert's tweaked the lineup up a little bit every once in a while. Sometimes Willems has come off the bench. Hendrickson has started. But Carmen's also started on the bench a few times. But they've really locked into this spot, going with the 2 bigs in Carmen and higher. Hendrickson comes off the bench for defense. Schulke is their 6-man or 6-woman.
Pass goes out of bounds.
Yeah, it just gives them a nice balance, I think. They've been getting off to good starts. Sans a terrible start against Buffalo, but yeah, this has been a nice offensive start for most games for Chaska.
Here comes the freshman, Sanders. Gets it off for Heyer. Heyer hands it right back to her. A three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Ella Brastad. Now Tollefson driving up across the timeline. Picked up by Carmen. Kicks it off for Grunholz for three. That's short. Ball goes out of bounds. Chaska will get it on the baseline.
And that's part of Julia's game. I mean, she, as a sophomore, she was a corner three-point specialist, and while she's playing down low a lot, she's not afraid to shoot from outside. Had 27 earlier this year against Hill Murray.
Here's Sanders near side. Drives inside the paint, up and under, off the glass, gets a couple bounces and falls out. Here comes Callan Hake now for the Storm across the timeline, working right to left in the all-whites, but she throws it out of bounds, and Chaska gets it back. We got a timeout on the floor. Arthur Crutch wants to talk things over for 30 seconds. We'll come back right after this. Okay, we're back from Chaska High School. Just over 14 minutes to go, and Chaska is out to a 5-point early lead here.
Yeah, I mean, Chanhassen, when they've scored here, they've gotten a little bit more into their offense, not rush things. And if you're Chanhassen, you just got to slow the game down just a little bit. I know they like playing fast, but that's Chaska's game.
Down low, Heyer. Couldn't get the first one to drop, so she rebounds. Puts the second one up, gets it off for Sanders, who spins it in. Great night so far from Kennedy Sanders. She has 8.
Well, I mean, just banking off my point from earlier that I think they'll make it go as far as she had 0 against Shakopee, they lost. She had 4 points against a top 10 Maple Grove, and they lost in overtime. And when Kennedy Sanders is a focal point of the offense for Chaska, they're very, very successful.
Down low, a great post move by Heyer. She, for her second bucket of the night. Tollefson at the top, sends it off in the corner, but Chaska still not allowing Chanhassen to get any open looks.
Yeah, and I mean, that's Chaska's forte too, is they like to play hard defense, and they're smart. They don't get called for a ton of fouls either. With the bench, really, they play 7, sometimes 8 with Dardis. They don't get into foul trouble often because they're smart, good defenders.
Willems far side around the Hawk, gets it back up top for Sanders. Sanders dribbles around, passes off for Van Epps. Haley Van Epps, the junior, comes in 11.5 points per night. Had 21 in the section game last year against Chanhassen. Sanders driving in through contact. Gets it to drop. It'll have a chance at an and one.
Well, Kennedy Sanders is the difference right now. And last time it was from the right side. This time from the left side. Her traditional hand.
Sanders at the line, and 3 points the old-fashioned way, but she can't get it. Rebound to the Storm. Hicks running the point for Chan, gets it over to Hake. Hake eyes up an NBA looking three and drains it. Callan Hake. A long 3-ball. She's up to 5 and is halfway to that Chanhassen scoring title.
Was able to square her shoulders on that 3.
Willems, a shorthanded 3, no good. Rebound by Van Epps for 2. Chaska back up 10. Pass kick out for Maddie Hicks. Hicks finds it into the corner for Tollefson. Tollefson cut down to the baseline by Carmen, streaking his Brastad up off the glass. 2, count it. Good possession from the Storm.
Yeah, and again, it's a little bit of patience, running the offense, not just jacking up the first shot you see, and so they can score points in a bunch. I mean, they've scored 50-plus points in 2 halves, the 2 first halves from the last 3 weeks, I think. So they can score. They just have to get the shot that they're good at.
Brastad back to the line. No good on the and one chance. Storm come back down. Or Chaska comes back down, rather. Kennedy Sanders crosses the timeline, picked up there by Tori Tollefson. Sister, obviously, of Regan Tollefson, who graduated from Chan last year, played on the boys basketball team. Callan Haight gets the rebound off the Chaska miss and drives back down. She streaks through the paint, up off the glass, 2 points. Just a three-pointer away from that. I'm wrong. Yeah, from tying it, yeah. Sanders had her pass tipped away. And here's Kayla Hendrickson, the junior. First time we've called her name tonight. Passes it off to Schulke. Also the first time we've seen her. Both of them subbed in at the last dead ball. Corner three. Sanders. No good. Rebounds. Fought for by Heyer. Goes up and she's fouled. Wow, that just, in a play, shows you Heyer's dominance on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, on a play like that, it's how do you use your bottom half to get around the girl without fouling, and did a really nice job of positioning around Brastad there. And then if you're Ella Brastad, what do you do?
Exactly. Heyer to the line. 2 free throws. First one good. Only a sophomore. Still has many more high school games to be played before she decides whether or not she will play basketball or volleyball, if she wants to play at the next level, which she obviously could.
I'm guessing she will. I just said it was really fun because earlier in the season, both her and Kaylee Van Epps, who've been teammates for 3 years here, both got career point 1,000 in the same game and in a tournament up in Park Center. So fun, and Mallory's definitely heading towards 2,000 as well for her career.
Heyer going to be called for the foul on this one, I believe. Nope, it's Schulke who they get, and it'll be Tori Tollefson to the line. We do want to give a shout out to Rig Heyer, who's watching tonight from Milwaukee, I believe I was told.
Milwaukee.
Tollefson good on the first one. Second one from the SDSU softball commit. Good. 6-point game. Sanders, near side, stopped up short. Here's Kayla Hendrickson. Back up top for Sanders. Onto the wing. Hendrickson, corner three. Just off. Rebound by Hake. Hake steps in, drives past Heyer and Van Epps, and she goes up. Mallory Heyer will be called for the contact. 2 free throws, rather, for the sophomore.
Yeah, Chanhassen is getting back into this game. It was 10 points, and now you're back down to 6. Got a chance to 4, and they're playing some good defense, making Chaska shots a little tougher.
First one for Hake is no good. Who's a 3-pointer away from tying that school record, as we've mentioned. Obviously, the A topic here for the Storm tonight. Makes the second one. Good steal in the backcourt by Tollefson. There's a scrap for it, and the ball's on the floor. We're going to say it was out of bounds, and they'll give the ball to Chaska. Here's Van Epps now in the backcourt. Now up to Carmen. Carmen on the far side, steps in. Back up top for Van Epps. Heyer was open down low. Here's Sanders. Cross for Schulke. Schulke, the freshman. Down low. Heyer underneath. 2 points. Coach Arthur Crutch wanted a 3-second in the lane call there. Not going to get it. Here's Gronholz up top for Hake, who's just 1 3-pointer away. Going to get a call and a charge. Good charge take from Van Epps. The official was a little hesitant on that one, but I think it was the right call.
It's kind of like in the boys' game. So much of it is where on the court. If you're driving towards the hoop and the girl flies back, I mean, they're just never going to call blocking in that situation unless, I mean, anytime you're extending that arm and getting that push off, that's when they get you.
Van Epps streaking underneath, down low. Heyer, another one no good. Forward by Brastad. Here's Amani Sawyer, first time she's been in the game tonight. The junior, enters the game. Steal by Carmen. She's scrapped with. Holds on to it though. Now here comes Sanders. Sanders through the paint. Up and under. A lot of contact. No whistle. Board by Sawyer. Brastad on the far side in front of the Chaska bench. Up top for Tollefson. Tollefson driving. No good. Rebound by Sanders. She's filling up the box score tonight as the freshman Sanders.
Well,
Hands off for
one point of
Carmen.
the season.
Three ball by Shoki is missed, but Sanders, guess who, is right underneath.
At one point of the season, it might still be Kennedy Sanders, point guard, is the leading rebounder for Chaska. She had 11 the other night, double-double.
She's up to 12 so far this evening and only one half through this first period. Down low on the baseline, it's Gronholz who passes up for Tori Tollefson. Now back to Gronholz, straight away, three. Up and down, no good. Sanders, the board for Chaska. Crossover at the timeline against Sawyer.
You can just see how she gets that ball up the court. And when she's rebounding the ball, that allows Higher to run the floor, and it's a lethal combination.
Shoki, corner three. Money. 27-15. First 3 points tonight for the freshman. Had 4 against the Storm in the last outing. Gronholz at the top of the key. Kicks over for Brastad. Now off for Tori Tollefson. Underneath, Sapp. No good. Board by Mallory Higher. Under 8 to play here. Sanders once again drives. Shoki posting up is Higher. Higher up off the glass. Just a little short. Good defense played there by Ella Brastad. Tough assignment down there for the junior. There's Tollefson. Kicks off Brastad. Mackenzie Sapp, the sophomore, onto the floor. Sawyer back around for Tollefson on the swing. Sapp. Just out of the reach of Tollefson. It's a turnover. Chaska comes back down. Shoki catches the pass, puts it up for 2. Timeout on the floor. It's Tara Seifert timeout. We'll step aside. We'll come right back to Chaska High School after this. Back in action. Just under 7 minutes to play here in the first half of basketball from Chaska High School. Eric Krauscher and Ryan Paul with you. Tollefson out of the Chaska timeout has the basketball. Chaska winning the first matchup here tonight in the boys game, routing Chan by 40. Gronholz now fades away, no good. Chaska. Carmen grabs the board. Here's Lucy Dardis into the game, the sophomore for the first time tonight, coming out of the timeout. Carmen steps into the paint. Stops up short, back off for Willems. Higher wants the ball underneath. Now Shoki. Back up top for Higher. Dardis manning the point here. Travel. 6:09 to go first half. Tollefson slows things up here as we cross over 6 minutes to go.
I just think you see Chanhassen stuck at 15 here. They scored 99 points on Friday at Benilde St. Margaret.
Scored a lot of points of late.
That just shows you Chaska's defensive prowess. They make it tough.
Chanhassen coming into the game averaging 69 points a night. Chaska only allowing 50 points a night. Here's Willems on the near side. Underneath, Schulke gets the pass from Carmen, can't finish though. Offensive rebound, has the ball back into the hands of Chaska. Willems at the top. Schulke. Sawyer at the steal. Pushes along for Lobby. A battle underneath, and she gets called for a double dribble. Turnover for the Storm, puts the ball back in the hands of Chaska with 5 and change left in the first half. In the corner, Willems. Back up top for Schulke. Willems a contested 3, too long. Rebound by Gronholz. Driving, Hicks 2. Dardis. Inside, Carmen, stutter step, up off the glass. That one trickles in and out. Going back up, higher. Hard fought bucket, and the foul.
Padding the stats. She's now into double figures at 10.
Second player that's into double figures so far tonight for Chaska. Sanders had a quick 12, and she re-enters now for the Hawks. Haven't seen Callan Hake for the Storm in the last couple minutes.
Did she get 2 fouls, or I don't think so. She keeps looking at Coach Crutch like, I'm ready to go back in.
As she should. Missed free throw ball goes out of bounds. They give it to the Storm. And Maddie Hicks will inbound for Tori Tollefson. Out of bounds. Stays with Chan. Right off the inbound, Tollefson on the baseline, dumps it down low. That's Macy Sweetster. No good. Hawks with the rebound, Sanders up with it. Sanders through the lane, floater. Just a hair too long. Rebound by Hire, back up with it. Wow. Mallory Hire dominating the paint.
It's just impressive. I mean, she was out of position there. She avoids the over the back call because she just times her jump and just tips the ball up to herself instead of trying to grab it with 2 hands. Really smart player.
Down low, Tollefson for 2. Timeout on the floor. And there's an object on the floor. Kayla Hendrickson checks back in, as does
one of the volleyball things like popped up. There's like a little plate.
Odd.
Whatever.
For Chaska. Carmen driving in, hands it off for Willems. Carmen back up top for Sanders. Down low, Van Epps posts up for 2. Hake back in the game. 3-ball attempt is short. Rebound by Chaska. Under 3 to play. Rebound by the Storm. Here comes Tollefson. Up off the glass, too high. Rebound into the hands of Sawyer. Sawyer back up. Can't get that one to fall. Gets her own rebound. Ball stays from out of bounds, but she's called for walking. Grunholz and Hicks check back into the game after a quick breather. Hendrickson in the corner for Chaska. Down low. Pass tipped away. Here comes Hake running the point for Chan. Hake stops up short. Kicks off for Gronholz. Hake driving in. Up off the goal, which is blocked, but they say Van Epps got her with the arm. And Callan Hake will go to the line in an attempt to tie the Chanhassen school record.
Yeah, currently Lauren Shiflett is the current holder. Lauren went on to play at Concordia St. Paul. If it hadn't been for some ACL injuries, she could have had quite a career with the Golden Bears, but just a really nice basketball player in Chanhassen for 4 years. Started when the program began.
Hake, a member of the 1,000-point club already at Chanhassen, as she has now tied the record. Tori Tollefson, the other one from this year, from the Storm to score 1,000. Callan Hake obviously looking like a 2,000-point scorer at some point in her career at Chan. Here's Sanders. At the point, picked up there by Tollefson. Couple crossovers, hands it off for Mackenzie Sapp. Down low, higher, takes the baseline, kicks off. Hendrickson up with the right hand, it's good for two. First basket of the night for Kayla Hendrickson. Pass goes out of bounds right into the Chaska bench. Will stay with the Storm. Here's Tollefson, underneath, kicks into the corner. There's Hicks, back into the corner for Tollefson through Sweetser. Hake trying to get open, but it's Tollefson who has it. Maddie Hicks on the hawk, kicks over for Gronholz. Tollefson on the left wing, reaching in foul, going to be called on the floor on Kendall Carmen, and will shoot 1 and 1. Tollefson, 11 points tonight, had a season high 22. I guess it was a career high 22 at St. Louis Park earlier this year. Misses the free throw though, and Kennedy Sanders gets the rebound, pushes ahead for Willems. Now onto the far side for Kayla Hendrickson. Hendrickson, far point into the corner. Sanders, wide open three, up and down. Poked loose. Tollefson loses it. Back into the hands of Sweetser. Now Tollefson going to try a three. That one's too short. Need a little more muscle on that one. Ball goes out of bounds with 47.6 left. And Chaska gets it back. Sanders now. Willems, far side. Back in for Lauby. Underneath, Hires, Hack. Tollefson going to exit for Chan as Hire, who already has 12 points tonight, going to the line to try to take a game lead. One, two, three. Here comes Brastad. Into the corner. Gronholz, no good. Rebound. Here comes Sanders. 6 seconds left. Dump it down low. Higher. Off the glass. Good for two. Time's going to expire on this first half. 39-21. Chaska with the lead. Eric, your first half thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, what worked so much for Chanhassen the first time when they played was they held Chaska to 23 points, I think it was. This time it's 39. And Mallory Hire, they don't have anything to stop her down low, unfortunately. And you know, last time they ran a 3-2 zone that really frustrated them.
Here with Tara Seifert. Coach, your team out. It's going well so far.
You know, we're working times our transition's working, but I still think we can pass better.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way.
And welcome back to Chaska High School. Ryan, Paul, and Eric Krauscher with you here. We have just about 2 minutes until we get back underway with second half basketball action. Eric, first half scoring leader, Mallory Heyer with 14.
Yeah, and I mean, Chanhassen has a tough time matching up one-on-one with her. Last time they employed a zone defense to try to just slow them down a little bit. Looks like they're going more man-to-man today, which, hey, for Chaska, they've already locked up the number 1 seed. Chanhassen, they have a game, a couple games still left. They had a couple more wins. This is not as big of a game for both of them. But I think if you're Chanhassen, you want to see what your man-to-man defense can do for what's coming up ahead of them. They're most likely going to be the 7th seed and draw Eden Prairie, who's another high-flying team. And so I don't think you want to show everything that you're working on for that game.
We'll take a look at the section standings now here. Chaska obviously in the lead, only 1 loss in the section and only 4 on the year. Eden Prairie, who Chaska beat earlier this year, sitting at the number 2, and then you go down Minnetonka, Shakopee, Edina, Prior Lake, and then you have the Storm here, and Jefferson rounds out that list.
And Chaska and Eden Prairie will be the top 2 seeds. Shakopee's probably going to be the 3 seed. Minnetonka, they finished with Wyzetta and Hopkins, so they're going to be locked into that, probably that 4 seed. But Chaska's going to have a shot. But Eden Prairie's very deep, and it should be an entertaining game if those 2 teams match up again. Really entertaining.
Scoring otherwise in the first half, Kennedy Sanders had 12, led the team for the majority of the first half until Mallory Heyer went on that.
Well, I just think you can see the difference in Chaska's offensive play when she's on the court. I mean, everything just flows right up the court for them, and they're a transition team. Their half court is so-so, but their transition game is really, really impressive.
Callan Hake leads Chanhassen with 10. She tied the school record. Her next bucket will be that Chanhassen school scoring record.
Yeah, and I mean, like, just another thing to get off of, okay, let's just get it over with and stuff, but she spent way too much time on the bench for this team to win. So we'll see, but expect some more outside shooting from this team. That's the one way to get back into the game.
We will get things going here just momentarily. Chaska and Chanhassen. The Chaska boys won dominantly in the first game by over 40 points. And Chaska winning handily here in the girls' game. Getting ready for the second half of action. Again, I'm Ryan Paul, founder of CHBN, and Eric Crouch, the Chaska Herald and Chanhassen Villager sports reporter, is here with us tonight. Hawks Kennedy Sanders working right to left in the all-purple uniforms. Here's Kaylee Van Epps. Now kicks it back onto this side for Willems. Down low for Kendall Carmen, who got the start tonight. Outside, wing 3-pointer from Van Epps is good. First points of the half for Kaylee Van Epps. She's up to 9 tonight.
Well,
down on the other end. Hicks matches that.
We have one Athena winner on the court, and Tori Tollefson. Kaylee Van Epps, you can just pencil her in for next year.
Tollefson has over 10 varsity letters and won this year's Athena Award.
Well,
Talk
Van
about
Epps
an
is
athlete. Yep. Yeah, Van Epps will be up there. Obviously a volleyball player.
She plays soccer. She plays lacrosse. She plays basketball. She'll have 5 letters from basketball alone.
Heyer gets the bucket there, and Chaska back up 20. Tori Tollefson now with it. Up top, Callan Hake. Drives through, gets it off for Brastad. Brastad from 10, no good. Rebound, Heyer. Sanders through the lane, untouched for 2. Kennedy Sanders, fantastic night continues here in the second half.
Just beautiful touch, knows how to use her body.
Hake for 3, just off. Sanders comes back down. At the free throw line, goes to the block. Carmen, the jumper from the baseline, is pure. 48-24. Here's Gronholz now, the UMD softball commit. 2 UMD commits in these 2 games tonight. Zach Leah gonna go there. Here's Hake from the free throw line. That one's off. Zach Lee, as I mentioned, going to be a boys basketball player there next year, and Grunholz will be a girls softball player there next year. Here's Willems for Chaska, gives it back up top for Sanders, who had 12 in the first half, matching her season average. Van Epps across for Willems, the captain. Back up top for Sanders, the freshman. Down low, higher, power dribble, puts it up, but it was deflected. And Maddie Hick comes away with it. Tollefson crosses over, going against Carmen. Grunholz drives. Now Tollefson going against Carmen, backs out, hands it off for Maddie Hicks, and she's fouled. I think they're going to get Sanders for swatting in. Again, appreciate you tuning in here on CHBN. Here's Hake. Free throw, or baseline rather, drives through, loses the ball though, and it's a steal for Chaska's Hyatt. 15 minutes left in regulation. Sanders through the paint, floater, up, and trickles in. How about Kennedy Sanders tonight?
Yeah, she just keeps going. Left hand, right hand.
Had a season high 22 in St. Michael. Back on the 1st of February. Underneath, a foul is going to be called as Corey Tollefson went up. A body from Kendall Carmen.
I just think anytime you have a left-hander, they're just sneaky. It's like you know that they're gonna go to their left, and yet you just can't stop it. And especially on the girls' side.
Free throw from Tollefson, good. She's up to 7 tonight after having 6 in the first half. Hawks' 25-point lead, and it's good. Here comes Sanders now. Across for Kaylee Van Epps, the junior captain. Now onto our side for Kelsey Willems. She gets it away for Carmen. Back on top for Sanders. Van Epps. Chaska swinging it around. Sanders. Outside, Van Epps back at the top. Underneath, higher, posting up. Couldn't get it to drop going against Grunholz.
Yep, just didn't know where she was on the court.
Tollefson now far side. Backs it out. Ball screen set by Hake. Here's Hicks. Another screen set by Hake. Hicks rolls through it though. Goes up and loses the basketball. And we get a tie-up on the floor. The possession arrow stays with Chan. Hicks. Down low for Hake. Kicks it back out for Tollefson. Underneath, no good from Ella Brastad. Here's Kaylee Van Epps now back up top. Carmen into the corner. Sanders along the baseline. Bounce pass for higher. Beautiful basketball from Chaska. Chanhassen, a team that scored 99 just last Friday, struggling to get anything going here offensively. Sanders to Carmen with the right. Timeout. Arthur Crutch will step aside. 13:03 remain when we return from Chaska High School. And we return here from Chaska, 13:03 here on Chaska-Chanhassen border rivalry night. Ryan Paul joined by Eric Krauscher, and Chanhassen will re-inbound the basketball.
We were just saying during the timeout, I mean, Chaska's just so polished right now. The way they possess the ball.
Hake, off a ball screen, drives in, puts it up off the glass, no good. She's still looking for that 11th point, which would put her over the Chanhassen all-time leading scorer mark. She takes it in once again. Hake up, and she gets it to drop. Callan Hake, now Chanhassen's all-time leading scorer in girls basketball. A record that was previously held by Lauren Shiflett. Callan Hake now has 1,258 points as Heyer puts it back up for Chaska. Only as a sophomore.
I mean,
down low, Sweetster gets pushed. And they're going to get Heyer for a foul. As we mentioned, Callan Hake, new program record, just crossed over Lauren Shiflett's mark for all-time leading points. Congratulations to the sophomore. An incredible accomplishment over at Chanhassen. Ball loose on the ground, and they give it to Chaska. Here's Sanders. Now for Willems. Schulke underneath. Higher. Another one. She's up to 18. That update for Stephen Bruce. Underneath. Chaska wins the loose ball away. Here comes Sanders. Outside, Schulke, a corner three, it's off. Rebound by Chanhassen's Tori Tollefson. Loose ball, it's going to go to Chaska, turnover from the Storm. See Kayla Hendrickson back onto the floor as well as Lucy Dardis. See Armani Sawyer re-enter for Chanhassen. Hendrickson inbounds to Dardis. Dardis running the point for Chaska now. Schulke gets it off for Carmen. Free throw line jumper no good. Rebound by Heyer. She's tripped and will get a foul called against Callan Hake. Heyer underneath, no good. Sawyer the rebound. Back from the wing, Sawyer kicks it off for Hicks. Hicks up, no good. Skying for the rebound is Mallory Heyer. Here's Schulke along her team's bench.
I'm going to go on a limb and say Heyer's got a double-double.
You may as well be right. Heyer underneath, can't get the spinning layup to go. Kennedy Sanders may be near that as well. Here's Callan Hake now, driving in on the block, puts it up with the right, no good, gets her own rebound, tries it again, and there she's fouled. 2 free throws for the sophomore. Callan Hake, 5 3-point games in her career, and already 2 this year. 30-point games, that is. This point number 13 on the night from the free throw line is Heyer and Van Epps will switch spots.
And I guarantee she'll get that single game record of, I think it's 37, 38, set by Martha Kluter.
Second free throw.
One-year transfer from Eden Prairie, who's still playing college basketball. Senior at Montana State, I believe.
Yep. Hendrickson, no good. Rebound out of bounds, goes to the Storm. 10 minutes to play.
And then the other 1,000-point scorer was Danielle Gitson.
Yep.
Brother Luke was in the boys' game. She finished out her college career last year, Missouri State, with a Sweet 16
Great
appearance.
college career, yep. Grunholz off the glass, no good. Board by Van Epps. Schulke, count it! Grunholz picks up his first foul. As Chaska looking to keep their unbeaten record intact in this 11th year of the rivalry. Chaska has won 16 of the 22 games. 10 straight, including last year's section quarterfinal, looking to make it 11 here. Neither the boys or the girls team has lost to Chanhassen since February 2015. That's almost 2,000 days that Chanhassen last beat Chaska in basketball.
You in 8th grade?
Yes, I was in 8th grade. Timeout on the floor. Gives me a chance before Max we go to break to say happy birthday to my mother yesterday and happy birthday to Opa D watching in Las Vegas tonight. Happy birthday you two, both well wishes for your birthdays. We'll be right back. Back in action. Lucy Dardis, the sophomore, brings it up for the Hawks, passes off for freshman Schulke. Here's Kayla Hendrickson now on the far side in front of her team. Onto the elbow for Kendall Carmen. Here's Van Epps now. Van Epps from the free throw line for two. She's into double figures with 11.
You mentioned Lucy Dardis. Brother Charlie Dardis sitting over there chomping over on the pizza. Phenomenal job with the video work for the football team, the basketball teams. We hope he has a great baseball season as the ace of the Hawks.
Yeah, for sure. We also want to thank Owen Slindy and Ryan Sammons, both from Chanhassen, running the Chanhassen Broadcasting Network, as Kaylee Van Epps hits a three. They're working on our crew tonight. Owen is doing the stats, and Ryan is doing the camera work up top as Callan Haight crosses over, and that was pure. Max Hannon also coming back from St. Thomas tonight, University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, to work production. Appreciate him making the drive back here. And Kendall Carmen for three.
Yeah,
Chaska making it rain.
When I was talking earlier about the growth here, Kendall's come a long ways. Ashley Schulke has come a long ways. Those two
Hendrickson through contact.
Giving the production they're giving, that 8 to 9 points a game, is really taking this team to another level. And we'll get the senior in for Chaska and Judea Montoya.
Hendrickson matches her season average at 4. And as you said, the only senior on this Chaska roster, Judea Montoya, will check in at the next dead ball. Schulke catches the pass in stride and gets it to go.
Just watching her, you forget that she's a freshman playing her first varsity season.
She does not look it.
She was hitting outside shots early in the season, and now she's really developing that tenacity to go to the hoop.
Montoya will check in, the senior. Had a career high 5 points against Kennedy earlier this year. As we are in running clock for the second time tonight, Eric.
Well, you got two top 10 teams.
Yep.
They're both from Chaska.
For sure. Not to say there's not talent, especially on this Chanhassen girls team. This is a great team. They just run into some tough competition throughout the year.
And Chaska's really playing well here today. Got off to a little bit of a slow start the first couple minutes, but they just do so many things well. They play defense. They move without the ball really well. They can hit from outside. They can drive. Very, very good team. And boy, we hope they can make state tournament this year.
Yeah, for sure. Here comes Willems.
They haven't been since 2010.
Push underneath. Yes, you're right. 2 state trips for Tara Seifert in her tenor here that started back in 2007. She went in 08 and 2010. So
and then I came in 2011 and just ruined everything apparently.
Won at least her 3rd share of a Metro West Conference title tonight.
I think we can say.
I think now
she's clinched
after this performance, she's won
outright.
her 3rd Metro West Conference title as head coach at Chaska. 09, 2016, and now 2020.
I just think like Tara. I mean, Tara's been a phenomenal coach, and she's always loved to run 9 or 10 girl rotation. But with this team, you just know that 7-8 is good enough, and the way these girls prepare for each game, they're ready to play the bigger minutes, and so she's evolved her game plan as well.
For sure. Especially dealing with the younger talent that she has and developing that. You're right. Hendrickson on the baseline kicks it off for Jessica Hare, the 6'6" sophomore, who's into the game. Talk about a weapon moving forward.
Holy moly! She's got two more years to grow into that body. But yeah, no, she's tall.
Chanhassen still with their top, at least their top 7 in the game. Hake for 2.
I thought it was a great touch. Last week, Chaska played Bloomington Jefferson, and on senior night, and Judea Montoya got her first start. She got her first bucket against Bloomington Jefferson at the Horn, and then got the first bucket of the game here on senior night. And she's one of those girls that works hard in practice, and yeah, I mean, it's nice to reward her with times like this. They've had a lot of games lately where it's been one-sided, and some of these girls are getting a little bit of experience.
She's involved in a tie-up, and Chaska will keep the ball with the possession arrow pointing their way. Kayla Hendrickson inbounds it for Hire. So Mallory Hire exits here presumably for the rest of the night with 22 points. Kennedy Sanders has 16 as Dardis' shot is off. Underneath for number 5, Kelsey Willems for 2. First points of the night for the junior captain. Tollefson stopped up short. Loose ball. There's a scrum for it, and we get a quick tie. We do want to remind you that after this game, we're going to try to get some players to interview. I think we'll probably get Mallory Hire and hopefully Callan Hake for you here post-game interviews.
I posed this question to you before the game. I always loved it, and people bring this up too. What if this school district was still one high school, like a Wayzata, Minnetonka, that 3,000 range? You'd have Hake as a sophomore, Hire as a sophomore, Sanders as a freshman, Van Epps as a junior. They would probably, after this year with Hopkins, and Becker's gone, it'd probably be state champions next year if they were all together. And not that Chaska can't be, but yeah, I mean, the talent that comes out of this district, and you have to split it 2-3 ways. But it's still phenomenal what Chaska's done, especially on the basketball court. For an extended period of time here in the 2000s.
Hire at the line for her second. No good. Coming back down, Chanhassen has it. Back off for number 34, Ellie Rathburn. Turnover by the Storm. 90 seconds left here in running time on CHBN. We've enjoyed every minute of this return. There's Anna Lenzen in. Drives and she gets fouled. We'll shoot 2 free throws. As I was saying, Eric, thank you for joining us here tonight. Appreciate you coming out. I know.
I think I would have been here.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
No, it's just fun. We talked about, I think I tweeted you on one night in December saying, come on, guys, you want to do a little reunion tour, get the guys back together? And no, This is great to highlight. I mean, I told Ryan I wanted to highlight a little bit of what Owen and Ryan are doing, because they're really the extension of what you and the guys started over the last couple years. And they've had wonderful support from Cullen Bond and the staff at Chanhassen, and excited for, they've got 2 more years to kind of hone in what you've done, and they'll come into their own too, and so it's fantastic.
Yep. Half a minute left, down low. Anna Lenzen fouled again. That will just about do it. Want to remind you to stick around. We're going to head to a quick commercial break after this one's over, and then we will bring you back for some interviews. Hopefully, we'll have Mallory Heyer and Callan Hake for you. And we'll let this one run out. Lenzen will not get a chance to shoot her free throws. Eric, they will stop the clock. Oh, there's 5 fouls, so we have to stop the clock. Eric, why don't you just start giving us your thoughts here? Both games here, starting out with the girls.
Well, here's the thing. Chaska's got big aspirations. This Metro West Conference title is nice.
Yep.
I mean, that's the first goal. But they want to win a section title. And so, I think this is just another step. You want to keep playing good basketball. They've got a nice game with St. Louis Park on Friday, who might be one of their toughest competitions in the Metro West Conference. So you end on a positive note. Next week they're gonna draw Bloomington Jefferson, who they beat in running time both times, and then all of a sudden now you're talking Minnetonka. So you want to finish here on a strong note. Chanhassen, you just kind of want to wipe this game away. They're a better team than what they shot tonight, and they're a team that could be scary come playoff time if they can shoot the ball like they did the other night.
They most certainly did. We'll be right back with Mallory Heyer and Callan Hake, hopefully for some post-game interview. Eric, want to say thank you. Max Hannon, Owen Slindy, and Ryan Sammons, everybody behind the scenes. We'll be right back with some interviews. We'll be right back.
New all-time leading scorer, 22 points tonight. How did it feel?
It felt good. I mean, it stinks not to get the win, but we're making strides to section. But yeah, it's a good accomplishment. Looking forward to keep going.
Obviously not the season you guys were looking for, but looking ahead, you still got 2 more years left. What are you guys looking to do in those 2 years?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a development year with the new coaching staff, and we're really young. It'll be fun to get migrated the sophomore class up and get that experience. So I think it'll be a good 2 years ahead of us.
Thanks, Callan.
Yeah,
congratulations. Callan Hake, everybody from Chanhassen High School, the new all-time leading scorer. We were unable to get Mallory Heyer. She's already in the locker room. They ran in there super fast. We say goodnight here from Chaska High School. Appreciate you tuning in. Everybody, have a good night, Soarhawks.